What's up, everybody? This is Diego of 426 Outdoors, and today, for our first guest for episode 1, none other than one of my personal friends. I've been fishing with this dude for years, and I'm so happy to say that after all the years of him grinding, working, he is officially guiding and taking clients out to the Guad. Right now, it's late December, so what's hot right now is trout fishing, and he's got them dialed in right now. So let's cut straight to it. Joel, amigo, what's up?
What's been going on, man? It's been going on. Trouts, what's up right now? Trouts, what's up?
I can tell, man. Your IG's been on fire.
Yeah. I love trout fishing right now. I mean, been trout fishing about 4 years now, and this is the first year I've been able to dial them in. But I mean, it's all due that I went all out and I bought a boat. You say boat, I bought a raft. I bought a raft, and Smith Fly raft is where it's at. The flows are super low this year, so I mean, I could float in 4 inches of water and get by. And half the time I see other boats have to get their clients out and have to drag through, and I'm scraping through. So it's gonna be an interesting year.
Dude, when you sent me that snap that you got your boat, I was like, man, after years of us kayak fishing, I remember your kayak was on its last sling.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was a flex, bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got the boat, because you were telling me for years you wanted it.
Yeah, you say boat. The purist will edit you and not say boat. They'll call it a raft.
A raft? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ass backwards.
It's the same thing. I call it boat. I call it a boat all the time. I mean, if you could drink beer on it, if you could float on it, it's a boat.
Yeah. And plenty of that happens on yours.
And not to mention fish. If you could fish from it, like, I feel like we have our priorities all messed up. But
it's just sometimes. But let's just take a step back, man. So, like I said, I've been fishing with you for years, but me and you met bass fishing, tournament bass fishing.
Yeah, that didn't go too well.
But obviously, you had a passion with us long before tournament bass fishing. So where did this all start, man?
Honestly, I grew up going with my parents to this family friend of ours pond, and it was out in the country, and I grew up fishing on this little dock on this country pond farm, and there were catfish, bass, and like little bluegill out there, and I had a really good time out there. And eventually, I want to say I was like 10 years old, I got tired of catching fish by myself. Mm-hmm. And so I started to bring my friends, and well, I got addicted to watching my friends catch fish and watching their excitement.
And it shows now. Especially when
so I started bringing more people fishing with me, and I like putting other people on fish a little bit more. Well, I say putting other people on fish, taking other people fishing at that time and watching their excitement catch a fish. And that's really what sparked an interest in me. And it wasn't until probably like 2-3 years ago that I actually realize that I like watching other people catch fish more than I like catching fish myself. And I don't mean watching other people, contributing to them catching.
You fish. Like being a part of their success.
Yes, there you go. I couldn't have put it any better. But yep.
So cool, man. But even before that, bro, like I said, we met bass fishing, and that is anything but wanting to. I mean, to a point, you want to see people succeed, but to a point, you're there to bring in cash. You're in there to bring in limits.
Well, even before that, take it back to Boy Scout camp, man. Ain't nobody had fishing rods when we were in Boy Scout camp. Me, brought all my rods. I don't like 12 maybe. I don't even know. But brought all my rods, and we were fishing at a pond for Boy Scouts to get our badge or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I even supplied the whole Boy Scout troop fishing stuff. I mean, that's how far back it goes for me.
Dude, I just remember the first tournament. I forgot whose tournament it was. I don't know if it was Eric Stevens when he had that tournament right there in Lake Placid, or it was a tournament in Medina. Dude, I remember you pulled up. I was like, dude, that is a hell of a mustache, and that's a shit ton of rods on that boat. And that dude's drunk.
We partied that night.
Yeah, probably so. But dude, after that, man, I mean, after that, you were constantly going to tournaments. You were constantly, I would see you grinding it out.
I like the camaraderie more than anything.
Okay.
I like dealing with other people with like-minded thoughts and whatnot, and that really benefits me now. I mean, if you're gonna go fishing with somebody, why not like the same things? You know?
Yeah, and I think that speaks volume. I mean, just earlier we met up at Orvis, and I mean, very little of it was actually talking about stuff they had. They were just us goofing off, talking to Sam.
Shout out to Sam at Orvis.
Yeah, dude. Thank you, Sam, making me bite the bullet on those waders, but I'm excited to use them tomorrow.
Yeah, and going trout fishing tomorrow morning. You've been with me before, so
yes,
I mean,
I have. I'm excited, man. I'm gonna take all the mistakes I made on this last one. Definitely gonna remember to get off on the right side of your boat, not on the left side.
Well, yeah.
A little technicality there, but
it's super secret drift boat thing, but
drift boat talk. You would understand.
The way I have my boat set up, it's so there's a rod vault on the left, and you're supposed to get out on the right just so you avoid the rod vault. Then you don't break a rod, accidentally bump a rod and it breaks or something like that. So if you're in the front of the boat, the back of the boat, you get off on the right hand side. And I normally position the boat where you can get off where it's super shallow.
Yeah. Usually it's more of an inconvenience to get out of the left side, but if you're a goofball like me, you still find a way to get out through the left side. But dude, so okay, we met bass fishing, and that's kind of what we were doing for the most part. We would take our occasional trips to the coast, fish the salt. We went on a handful of trips.
The salt eludes me, man.
Yeah,
and it eludes me.
Yeah, I think that's more of like a little getaway.
I could throw lures, but then again, all my buddies throw bait, and I'd rather just drink beer than throw bait.
Yeah,
but we're catching fish. No. it doesn't interest me. I'd rather fly fish over anything. I mean,
yeah. So that's where I'm getting at. So we went from bass fishing, kayak fishing, heavy into that, and out of nowhere, just one day, I see you fly fishing the San Antonio.
Well, I've always been fly fishing, but I really didn't have anybody to do it with. Okay. I really didn't have very many friends that like to fly fish. And over the years, I guess you could say I met more people, and then I learned a lot more, started fishing with more people, and that's what really got me into it. Not to mention my super secret honey hole. A few people I've seen fish it. I've taken Odom. I know Fowler found it, and I think just a handful of other people know it.
No, by your little
yeah, and I feel bad for not mentioning, but my boy Jerry put me onto it, and it's I call it my honey hole. He introduced me to it, so I guess you could call it Jerry's honey hole, but not to mention Landon's honey hole angling, but this is my honey hole. But yeah, that's really where I perfected my carping and one of my honey holes.
Yeah, because and when I say you grinded it out there, grinded it.
I mean, it's not uncommon to go out there and catch 10 to 20 carp a day on the fly with half a day.
So basically, when the days were good, it was good. When it was bad,
yeah, but on the SA, it's completely different. If you go out there and you're lucky to catch one in general, I mean, you've been with me. I mean, we spotted fish. They're super skittish. The biggest problem is trying to find them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's not that hard to find them. You just gotta know where to look, because they'll be mudding and kick up kick up that mud, and
Yeah.
it's visible for 20 feet in the water at
Yeah.
least. I mean, but
And I think honestly, man, for you starting to guide and stuff, I think how crowded the San Antonio is, especially with people just out there, bait soaking.
certain areas, I
yeah.
try to get away from that.
But you kind of started picking up an etiquette to yourself when it came to respecting other people on the water. Because you could have been more like, oh, fuck you, I'm the elite trout fisherman. Or the elite fly guy, get the fuck out of my way.
Half the time, the stuff I see them throwing, I just... they're over there throwing like steel leaders with a worm. I mean...
They're trying to get that tire out of the river.
Nah, man, I want to put some rig I found the week before that I threw in my bag so somebody wouldn't step on a hook. I want to give them that lure just to tie on, just so they're not that ignorant of what they're throwing.
No,
I mean, some of the rigs I've seen people throw on the river are just...
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it sometimes is just the lack of knowledge or whatever it may be.
I mean,
but I would say you would see somebody like, what, they're a little close. We're not gonna go and get in their way. Let's go check somewhere else out.
Well,
Let's move
the
on.
SA River is something different than the Dramalupe.
Oh yeah.
The Dramalupe is a whole different story. Oh man, it's some. Certain times it's not who you're gonna piss off, but you have to pick who you're gonna piss off.
Yeah, pick your battles, definitely.
And when I say that, it's we're either gonna get close to this boat or we're gonna get close to this guy wade fishing.
Yeah.
And there's no in between. It's one or the other.
And
I feel bad, but one guy's out on a weekend fishing and the other guy is making money off his client. So yeah, I'm gonna pick that wade fisherman every time.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for him. Sometimes I'll throw him a beer or something like that. I mean, for his troubles or...
I mean... Gotcha.
A little compensation for running over his hole. But.
So then at what point did you were like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take my talents and take everything I've learned. Let me move this on to the quad.
I really didn't think I was gonna move on to the quad.
Because I thought for a while, and when we talked, you were gonna make the San Antonio your bread and butter because you were so dialed in there.
Yeah, that's more weight trips. I like the SA just because how humble it is. You find fish. If you're on fish, it rains, you gotta find them again. Yeah. It floods, they're gone. 2-3 days of murky water, not being able to locate fish. It's something else, but that's what really honed my skills and my patience. Carp fishing.
Gotcha.
And the carp, yeah, but the tilapia are something else you can target. And the tilapia, if you've ever been to HEB and buy the tilapia from HEB, imagine that 2 times 2 or 3. The tilapia gets so big in the SA, and they are so abundant. But I like targeting carp as well. Bass, yeah, it's fun, but it's not my thing.
No,
not my thing. It's a
bycatch at best.
Yeah, at the end of the day, my shoulder's sore if I'm bass fishing. It's not my thing.
So then, obviously, when you went into the quad, so you're going there in the mindset of, I still want to chase carp.
Oh, well.
In the quad, but at this point in time, it's trout fishing.
Yeah, well, let me back up a little bit. I purchased this boat, and in what I had in mind is chasing carp in foreign territory, being able to access places other people can't, and chase carp. And what do you know, I got it, and it's like October, so like the carp are not having it right now.
They're not actively feeding us.
So a friend of mine says, oh, we should go down the quad. I'm like, ding 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 ding, like we should start trout fishing a lot.
Yeah.
And when I bought this raft, in the back of my mind, it never registered that I would be taking people out trout fishing. And well, that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, and dude, let me just say, I mean, just in our circle of friends that you've just taken out just as to go out, just to like, hey, I just want to get my boat wet, and I want to be around some like-minded individuals, and let's just fish and hang out. I mean, everyone has loved going on the float with you.
Oh yeah, it's all about the drift. I love the fly fish. I love target fly fishing species, and trout is one of them.
And let me tell you, your boat is not short of snacks.
we're gonna get into that now.
Yeah, why not, man? I mean, when you told me,
like
hey,
them?
huh?
You like?
Dude, this guy has the snacks dialed in. Exactly. He's like, he knows the best out of the best out of QT and Buc-ee's.
So I hit up QT and Buc-ee's. Shout out. I'm looking for a sponsorship. Y'all hit me up. But I like, they're called slices.
Okay.
What were they?
Those sliced pickles?
Yeah, there's a few
or dill
different
pickles, or
there are a few different off brands, but it's a little pack of pickles that come sliced up, and they're on
Primo.
point. And then what would you call the other ones? A piece of mozzarella wrapped in salami, like. I don't know how to
essentially, it's just
it's a snack, is what it is. But I mean, they're awesome.
Yeah, they gave those to us last night, like as a little sampler. They're great. Yeah, it's essentially a mozzarella stick wrapped in like salami or like pepperoni. It was good. It was good. It was
Unless you've had one for yourself, you don't know what I'm talking.
Don't knock it. The sandwiches, primo too. But no, dude. So let's get into it, man. So, as you like to call it, the drama lupe. How is it that you're not only fishing there constantly, but now you're guiding out of there?
Man,
tell me what kind of adversities that brings.
People here, they're stocking rainbow trout, and they go out there in mass quantities. People go out there. I've seen steel leaders broken off in the trees lately that weren't there the week before. Steel leaders, man.
Big trout.
So I mean, it's separated by guides, wade fishermen, and cutscene.
No, you're good.
Guides, wade fishermen, and
weekend warriors.
Spin fishermen.
Ooh, that dirty word.
Spin. Well, I mean, I've never called anybody that type of word.
I would never disrespect somebody and call them a spin fisherman.
Conventional, if you will. Conventional. So you have your wade fishermen. I'd say a portion of them are GRTU, which is Guadalupe Trout Unlimited people, and they pay their dues.
To get access to certain parts of the river, right? That
99% of them are all trout fly fishermen.
Okay.
So they respect the water.
Yeah.
They know what's up. Super respectful. And then you have your guides. Your guides normally have drift boats. There are maybe 2 or 3 guides I know of that wade fish their clients. And
so just like a rough estimate, not including you, how many guides are regularly fishing those waters?
At least 2 dozen. 2-3 dozen.
2 to 3 dozen guides.
On a regular day, on the weekend, I will run into anywhere between 4 to 6 or 7 drift boats, aka guides.
Gotcha.
And it's tough.
A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Not to mention all the wade fishermen.
Yeah. And it's the GRTU people. They understand. I try to go around them. Try not to go through their hole. They were there first. That's their hole. I try to go around them. If I can't go around them, it's almost who do I upset first?
Yeah.
You have to upset 1 or 2 people. This boat over here or the people who have been fishing here for 30 minutes, wade fishing, you know, and I feel bad, but it's hard to pick it's hard to pick who to upset, and you have to pick one person, and well, half the time it's a wade fisherman because I don't want to mess up somebody's bankroll, because if it's between a bank fisherman and a guide, it's gonna be the bank fisherman. Because
so I guess let's bring that into like this next topic, and I guess we can kind of close it off on this. Boaters between wade fishermen. I mean, that river is only so wide.
I'll tell you right now, I will go over the wade fisherman's run over a guide's run, just because a wade fisherman, yeah, sure, maybe he may pay to park, may pay to fish, he may be GRTU. I mean, who knows? But he's waiting. He could move. I don't want to mess with that guide's hole, but then again, sometimes you have to.
Yeah. And not to take it the wrong way, like if you see,
sometimes there's a guide boat on the left and some wade fishermen on the right, and there's nowhere to go but straight through the middle.
Yep.
And honestly, guide boats have done me a favor quite a few times. There's no fish, boat comes over, boat. Once again, what do I call it? A raft.
A raft.
But a raft comes over, fish move. The fish move and find new holes, and what do you know? All of a sudden, there's fish right in front of me. So,
but also not to say, I mean, you do your best to respect everybody on the water, and if there's a guy waiting just by himself, you try to slow down, or you try to give him like, hey, is it okay if I come across real quick?
The key right now, a lot of people have given me solid advice. You have to. It's almost like a troll. Before you pass somebody, you have to ask permission. Not ask permission, but you have to declare you're about to pass. Hey,
well, you're respectful about it.
Yeah, be super respectful. Would you mind if I come over your run real quick? And some people are like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And some people will say, let me make 1 or 2 casts more, and then you're good. And then some people are just straight up
ignore you.
You can pass behind me. Oh, okay. But that's only happened like once or twice. But I always try to avoid the conflict on the river, but it's gonna happen. It's hard every time. There's 3 or 4 people that don't like me, and for going over their run in the drip boat. So, and I mean, it's really is tough. I try to avoid that. I try to make friends with everybody. If I go over somebody's run, I'll throw them a beer. And half the time, the Trout Unlimited people or the guides, if you're on another boat, you're automatically not allowed to take a beer from somebody else.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, I'll offer it.
But I mean, for instance, I threw tangerines to people. I have a tangerine tree at my house. I threw tangerines to everybody on the river that wasn't on a guided trip. Okay. And that was super, super fun. I would ask them to bring out their net, and if you're fishing on the Guadalupe, 9 times out of 10 you have a net, and I'd say, hey, bring out your net, and I would throw them a tangerine. And a lot of people got a hell of a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they are so good. So good.
Yeah, all natural. Hell yeah.
So good.
Well, dude, I mean, it sounds like you got a good grip as to what's going on the river. Sounds like you're putting in the hours. You're not letting adversity really knock you down. You're just taking it to the chin, and you just keep on going.
I'm just trying to work around the guides right now. Well, I say that because most of the time I've just been taking buddies out. I'm getting the feel for taking other people out on my raft. and I don't want to interfere with other people making money. But now, like, yeah, I want to make money too, but I got the feel for it. Certain people that want to go fishing are hitting me up and willing to compensate me for my time, and aka guiding. And I really want to make my efforts to make my clients, I guess you will, happy. And so that's bumping into a few other people.
Yeah.
Okay,
man. Well, moving forward, if anybody needs to get a hold of you, whether they got questions, they want to book a float down the quad, how can they reach you, man? What's the best way?
Don't call me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Man, you can hit me up on Instagram at JW Rides, or you can honestly hit me up on Snapchat at Joel404.
So the whole JW Rides, bro. I mean, okay, look, you're not even dressed like a guide, honestly. You look like you just fresh off the farm.
Signal.
You know, you just got off a rodeo, or you just left the dance hall. Like, so where does the JW Rides come from?
So before I started, honestly, hardcore fishing, I was really hard into rodeo, and I would go every other weekend. Would be a different rodeo, different town, here and there and whatnot. I would honestly ride two to 4, 5 bulls a week, and it honestly just got too much for me. And the rodeo life, I mean, yeah, I loved it. I love the camaraderie. I love the people. I still talk to all my rodeo friends and whatnot, but I couldn't go to work and rodeo at the same time. It was just getting too tough. But
man, I see it now, man. We're about the same age, but I see you doing this sometimes, or
all the time. But don't get me wrong, I got one more go in me, and my ultimate goal is to win a buckle. And I'll tell you right now, in 6 to 9 years, 40, 50, I'd say 9 years of rodeoing and bull riding, I've never won a bull ride. Well, I wouldn't say that. I've never won a buckle. And I've won bull ridings. I've won little rodeos here and there. Never offered a buckle.
So that's your last good run?
I want something to hand down to my children in the end, Cool,
man. It's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good goal.
And if I mean, it's something you have to really, really commit to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
To win a buckle. And well, it's hard enough to commit to nodding your head, on 1,500 pounds of wild animal. So.
Yeah. Dude, now you're taming a whole different beast.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to change your name to JW Floats or JW Drifts or something. If he does that, I'll go and remember if he said that right here. First right here on 426 Outdoors.
Bullshit.
They called me out right now. JW Drifts, JW Fishes.
Something.
So funny story is, I don't think I want to tell that story.
No?
But
you want to say that one for the next episode?
When I was in college, a buddy of mine had a nickname, so I thought I'd make up a nickname of myself, so aka JW, and all my college buddies call me JW, so that's how I came up with the JW Rides.
Nice.
Instagram handle.
Awesome, man. Well, y'all already here. Joel, amigo, thank you for stopping in. I am excited to go fish tomorrow. I promise I won't show up late again.
How late were you last time?
Maybe it's just slightly, about 2.5 hours late.
2.5 hours.
Don't party till 1 in the morning before you go fish with Joel.
It's funny because tomorrow our set time that we're meeting is honestly the time you showed up last time.
Yeah.
So.
And we're actually calling it in earlier this time. So hopefully we have a better result. But hey everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, this is episode 1. We got plenty more of these coming out. If y'all want to follow us on Instagram and all social media, it's 426 Outdoors. Follow the boss man himself, Steve at Marshy Steve. Follow myself at Tides and Trails TX. Get with us, link with us. Any topic conversations, or if you want to get in on this, hit us up. Y'all have a good one.
Cheers.
Ciao.